Hi everyone, my name is Anika Verma and I'm the Chief Communications Officer at the Steamboat. For those of you who don't know, we interview various students who have showcased an interest in STEAM and or leadership through exceptional means. And I'm pleased to announce our next student, Naga. So can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, viewers. I am Naga Kasam. I'm a sophomore, a 10th grader in Jersey City, New Jersey.
All right, so we've heard some amazing things about you and your research and your interest in STEM. So can you start by telling us a little bit about the research papers you're working on?
So I'm currently doing I've currently done like three papers and I'm thinking to publish one of them. One of them I did it for a competition, but that competition I thought to refrain from because I thought this was something I would keep for myself. And this was a literature review and in the medical field, though I'm not interested in it, I thought to kind of peek in there and see what's going on to learn a new topic. I'm just curious. So basically, this paper was about um, bioelectrical applications on um, curing oncogenesis or like cancer, which is induced by solar radiation. So if you go into space and you're hit by cosmic rays and your living cells in the body are hit, and then there are double strand breaks or like this cell breaks, and then there's genetic malfunction, then it turns into a cancer. Oncogenesis happens. So I was kind of going over papers that went over bioelectrical applications or applications of bioelectrics or macro environments that would try to cure them or, something like that.
That sounds like a very exciting research idea. So, can you tell me a little bit about like what made you want to research about this and how you kind of started your research project? As like research is such a hard and challenging thing to do.
Um, I didn't have an incentive to start the research project. I just thought, well, that I was just curious about it. I was just reading an article in the on the internet. There's a website called All Daily where you can read multiple articles, and most of them are philosophical, some of them are political, some of them are science based. And I was going over this one article which was talking about an author whose name is Michael Levin or something. He was a genuine researcher in bioelectrics and something like that around that corner. And he worked on a particular type of living at what is it called? I'm not sure. Some kind of protista or some kind of living animal cell. And he found out these applications of this new technology. So I was just going over that and I thought, well, that sounds interesting. So why don't we use it somewhere else? So I just went over multiple of his and other related articles and then piled them up and then started the research project.
That sounds like a great process, and it's obviously like sometimes we just pass by and see something and it kind of catches our eye and we're able to work from there. And you also mentioned that you're looking to publish your research. So, what is like the process for that? How are you working towards it? And basically any steps that you're taking so anybody out there that's like kind of looking to follow the same path as you can understand how to start this journey.
So basically, there are multiple student like uh journal publishers or like article publishers. You could you could just go onto the internet and then find some of these publishers. Most of them have acceptance rates that are around 50% and stuff. Some prestigious ones have like 20 and 10% acceptance rate. So you basically reach out to them and then you send your paper in and then they review the paper with a bunch of experts in that field. They assign you a peer reviewer or another expert in that field and they review that paper. And then it goes through that process for some research papers, for some research journals, it's gonna take a very short time, depending on the acceptance rate, like a month or two. But for some, it takes around 3 to 6 months. So right now I'm thinking to publish it, but it's not in the process yet. Um, So yeah, it's just learning in the way. I don't know that as much as well, but it's just dependent on the publisher and where you want to publish it, and if that's actually a place or like a publisher that you're looking for or that is related to the topic.
That was really, really helpful. I mean, even if you haven't published it yet, just knowing the fact that I never knew that there were like acceptance rates, and I didn't know like high schoolers could get their research and stuff published. So I think that's probably very new and exciting to hear about. So what would you say was your like biggest challenge in your research journey?
I would say school and assignments. If I were to spend all of my time on doing some research and learning some sciencey stuff, I would happily spend everything. Learning about something that happened in exactly 1976 of December was a little boring for me. I am into history, of course, but like it's not like not everything is relevant. So there was a lot of school assignments and stuff. There's a lot of school stuff that I have to do. There are basically rituals that we got to conduct. There are no like you know incentives for them, but you still have to do them, right? So those were some of the biggest challenges and barriers. Um, but otherwise, if I had more time, maybe, uh, if I had no school assignments, projects, or like outside of school stuff, then I would spend more time on this. So that's, I think, one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with like the high school workload and the school work that you have to keep up with. Pursuing some side project is definitely much harder because of the time commitment, and just overall having time to be able to continue with your research is a big problem. So now moving a little bit away from your research, can you tell me a little bit about any other extracurriculars that you are part of or were part of?
I am currently part of the physics Olympiad. Squad of my school. It's a very hard exam. I'm just trying to start learning it. I haven't taken the course yet, but I was able to perform averagely in the on the Olympiad. And there are seniors who lead the club, and they teach us the physics stuff, and we are basically learning all these new stuffs, going over practice papers, and basically all this stuff. Yeah.
So, what would you recommend other people to join the physics club? Maybe not at your school, but outside. And I know you mentioned that it's definitely challenging and hard. So, on this side, what would you say is the best part about the physics club?
The best part of physics club is, I think, just the community of the people. Like you're just with some more brilliant people who can think and observe real world situations and actually understand the problem and get to the solutions. That's the beauty of physics. Everything based on the real world and then its applications. And you just trying to find the problem and solve it through your own through basically established laws and stuff. And I think that's one of the good things about physics and physics Olympiad. But not only that, I would of course recommend anyone um, to take the test or join a physics club because it's something that you have to know in life. Because I think that has many applications in our own life as well. Whenever we're trying to figure out something in life, or like you could come up with those problems in your day-to-day life. So I think that is a great way to start physics club, physics course, or anything like that.
So, how would you recommend anybody who is studying for this physics test, or maybe they will study for it in the future? How would you recommend like them studying for it, preparing for it, and all those kind of things?
Um, in that sense, I'm very humble for that because I haven't gotten a brilliant score on that test. So I would just say from what I've heard before, from what I've seen my seniors do it, my tutors do it, they've just said go over the practice problems, go over some Khan Academy, and then of course if you have any questions, come go up to the teachers and ask, or just watch some videos, even if you're like studying something, or even if you're doing your assignments, just put on some videos. Even though you're not listening, you might catch some phrase and then stick to it and ponder upon it, and then you might actually ingrain that essence, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, how people walk and listen to podcasts and things like that. So it definitely works, and you are able to definitely catch on some things, or at least know, like, oh my God, I heard this word. Now I can research more into it and figure it out.
Mhm.
So, are there any other activities that you do outside of school? They don't have to be like super STEM related, but anything that you do.
Anything that I do, I am a very spiritual person, you could say, because I attend this foundation where you learn meditation. It's called the Brahma Kumaris, and this is where you learn, you know, not only religious and spiritual stuff, but you also tend to create a family, create an environment, and then be at peace with yourself. Learn Raj Yoga meditation. Meditation is something that I would recommend to people, and spirituality is something to peek into as well. Not only STEM, because knowing the self, understanding the self, what's after life, what's before life, even though they're beliefs, of course,
Yeah.
mm, everybody has their own, but understanding these would give you a sense of self-relief and overall peace and smooth going along is what I think. So I think that's one thing that I do mostly out of my school and STEM work.
Yes, that sounds definitely very calm, and I think we could all use a little bit of peace in our lives, whether like stressful, busy, one after another kind of thing, moving life. So I think that's
Exactly, because high school life is kind of serious. People
yes,
say it's chill, but it's absolutely not because there's a lot of stuff that you're weighed upon. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have a lot of things to look after. So I think that's one way to calm yourself down.
all right. So I had meant to ask this question a little earlier, but just came into my mind. So are you looking into researching any other things, or furthering your research in like basically anything? Are you planning on continuing your research journey?
Yes, of course. I think research is one thing the main thing that I'm going to pursue in life as well. Though it may be in any kind of STEM major, I want to research as part of my career. So I think research is something I would continue, and some topics that I would like to research on would be not only something astronomical, something astrophysics related, something physics related. Um, yeah, maybe.
So I guess I can. This question kind of really relates to what you said, and you know your research into, which makes sense, your physics and your research and your STEM kind of passion. What would you like to do in the future? So like, where would you like to go to college, and what major would you maybe like to pursue?
Um, Everybody has big dreams. But yeah, because Princeton is like close to where I live, I would love to go there. But otherwise, Rutgers is also a really good school. And I would like to major in physics, theoretical or astrophysics.
Yes, I guess that makes 100% sense.
And yeah, because they also have really good programs in Princeton and Rutgers for physics. So I thought that would be suitable. Yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely really, really great colleges and have amazing programs for a lot of STEM related classes. So I think that's really good. Focusing into a little bit of what you're doing now. So, what classes or course outside of school courses are you currently taking that support your like STEM journey?
Outside of school, I currently do not take any kind of classes. I usually tend to learn everything on my own, even if it's a big task. The internet is a big archive. It's a huge library. It's the Alexandria of our world right now. So I think you don't have to go outside, but of course, experienced teachers are are the best thing you could ask for. But if you do not have the commitment or don't have the time, I think the internet is the best place to learn something new. So I think I don't I don't take any classes outside. So if I want to learn something, I just go onto YouTube, internet, Udemy, or
Yeah.
anything like that.
And I think I maybe missed this part, but what classes currently in school are you taking? Like any
Oh,
STEM classes too?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear
No,
that.
no, no, that's completely fine.
Uh, so currently, like, you mean science and math courses you're talking about?
Yeah, science and math courses that you've took or are currently taking.
Okay, for a sophomore year, my school, the highest it offers is algebra 2 and trig, and I'm honors. All my courses are honors, so I'm taking that. And for science, I'm taking currently biology honors. Last year I took chemistry, and then I took geometry last year. Yeah.
All right, so I think it's definitely moving in that path forward. So, as the school years kind of end, you probably have in mind what classes you're also going to take like next year.
True.
So, are you planning on maybe taking like a physics class or anything else?
Yes, yes. I'm thinking to take AP Physics next year. This year I take AP Computer Science and AP Seminar, capstone. And next year I'm going to take AP Language Arts, AP World History, AP CS, Computer Science Applications, and AP Research.
All right, that sounds like definitely matches with your plans of, pursuing a physics and that kind of area. So, I want to ask this one question. Maybe you don't have a story, some people do, but what sparked your interest into STEM?
In STEM, I think I came to the United States like 2 years ago, a few years ago. So as an immigrant, I did not back in India, there are a lot of opportunities, but it was COVID back then. So like YouTube and new videos that sparked interest in me about STEM, like something new, something outside of the world, something that they don't teach in our classrooms, is what interested me more into STEM. And then
Mhm.
when I came here, I've actually seen things outside of school that I could do, that there are so many opportunities. That's why it's called the land of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what is making me pursue STEM. And yeah, now all over the world, there's a lot more opportunities because I think COVID was something of like a very oh, how do you say it? Like it
Like
incited,
eye-opening and
yes, eye-opening. It incited some kind of fire that made like all these opportunities pop out of nowhere. And now back in India too, you have so many opportunities. So in STEM especially. So I think looking forward up to the future, STEM is one of the very um booming areas. So I think that's one of the sparking interests.
your mention about booming has made me have like a question. So, what latest innovation or like thing that's been produced in the STEM field has caught your attention or interest?
I think of course, everybody's gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna too. It's AI, artificial intelligence. I was watching a video yesterday. It was about Sophia, the AI robot. Have you heard about it?
Yes, yes, I've heard about that.
Um, it it, it was mind-boggling. Like, how does it speak like humans? It could understand humor. It could create humor. Like that gave me a sense of there is another world. Like you could see into the future. There's something big coming up. So I think that uh, those technological innovations kind of sparked this interest. And yeah, Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking and all these big scientists, big names have been talking about this. And I've also read a book recently about Stephen Hawking, which was talking about um, answers to AI and stuff, and will it take over the world? Will it be ethical and stuff? Um, so I was just reading over it. It was like, wow, okay, could this happen? Are all these the possibilities of having AI and these new technological innovation? There's always a good side and a bad side, right? So let's for now, let's just be optimistic. And
Yeah, definitely. You kind of answered the question I was gonna have. Like my follow-up question was literally going to be, do you think like AI is going to be good or bad for the future kind of thing? And I've definitely heard this one a lot, like about the AI, and I can definitely see it. Like if someone asked me this question, I'd probably have the same
I
answer.
think currently something that the viewers could try to research into or find are really ethics of AI, because currently there's the Future of Humanity Institute within the Oxford, which was funded by Elon Musk, which was recently closed due to some external factors,
Uh-huh.
external, internal. It basically researches into the ethics of AI and what is the future of humanity. And I think that's one great thing to look up and look into, because that just got closed, but that doesn't mean there's no more big institutes that could research into AI. I mean, currently there are no more, but for now, you could try and do that as well, you know.
Thank you so much for that amazing resource because I know I definitely want to look into it because I'm also interested in that field and have like technology is kind of my side thing that I'm focusing on. So I think it's super helpful and good to know about. And there's definitely so many ethical considerations when it comes to the use of AI. Like we hear about it all the time in school. Our teachers using AI checkers to find out if we wrote the essay or not, but
Mhm,
they still don't aren't 100% correct. Sometimes you wrote the essay and they think that AI wrote it, and sometimes AI wrote it and they have no idea that AI wrote it. So it's kind of all over the place. And I definitely think we need some sort of improved systems of figuring these kind of things out.
mhm.
I think I only have like one kind of or two last questions. One, who are your inspirations and why? And the second question is, what tips do you have for incoming high school students looking to pursue STEM?
Um, First question, I think inspirations, all these big physicists, all of those big people. Of course, starting from Isaac Newton to Albert Einstein to Richard Feynman to Stephen Hawking, and all these big names, of course, they're big inspirations to pursue STEM, because um some of them did win the Nobel Prize, some did not. I love Stephen Hawking. He wanted to, but he couldn't. He was dead by the time. Um, but I think those people kind of inspired me because they've opened up this world, this sciencey world where, more research, more like a new field has been created through them. Like if you think about it, there's a lot more researchers uh, that started researching upon those topics that these people have started, or like found out, or like, you know, have given big insights into. So I think transforming and revolutionizing a field is something that everybody wants to do, and that's what something I would want to do. Yeah. And what was your second question? I'm sorry.
Any tips that you have for incoming high school students looking to pursue STEM?
Um, I think just it's a cliche thing. Follow your pursuits, follow your dreams, I guess. Like if you if you're actually interested in STEM, you don't have to be like you could be interested in humanities. Humanities is evergreen. Like you could there are so many things that you could do in humanities and you could still earn a lot. That doesn't mean STEM is a less or greater. They're both equally weighed. People sometimes have a kind of a contemptuous view of humanities, but that's not the case at all. Um, it's so interesting to learn philosophy and history and stuff. So I'm not discouraging anyone to take for humanities, but I'm just saying that if you're pursuing STEM, then just don't just look into the opportunity or like the money you can earn, but the things that you can learn. So that's what something I would say. So the passion to learn, or some kind of, you know.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. And it's not just about, you should actually have an interest in the field that you're looking to pursue. It's not just about just the money behind it kind of thing. Yeah, I definitely agree. All right, so I would like to kind of wrap up this interview. So before the end, I would like to let you have the floor. Is there anything that you'd like to say to our viewers? Any last tips, any advice, anything that you want to leave, or anything you want to tell them about yourself?
Um, Nothing much. I would like to just say that if you are actually interested in STEM, pay attention in your science class. Even if you know half the stuff, it doesn't mean you can miss small details, and those small details are gonna cost you something. So learning each and every single thing, revising it over doesn't hurt you at all. So just pay attention in your science and math class.
All right, thank you so much. It was a really great opportunity to get to talk to you and learn about you and the research that you've done. And I hope you definitely go far places and that maybe one day we get to read your papers and be like, I got to meet this amazing scientist or astrophysicist. So I'd like to thank Naga for joining us this week on our student series interview project. And if you're interested in getting interviewed by our team, be sure to check out the form shared in our description. We're always looking for interested students, and we interview anyone between the ages of 14 and 21 who has had a STEM experience. But we're always willing to make exceptions for grad students who are doing amazing work. And we hope to see you back here again on Monday for our next installment. Thank you.